surprised to say that Ufotable has some of the most talented animators on any studio that currently exists. Mappa obviously has a lot of talented people working at them as well, but the thing about Mappa is that there's always rumors going around that they are severely overworked and that they don't ever have time to take a break from animating episodes, and especially because they're animating so many different anime all at once, there's kind of like a stigma behind them where we see that they have incredible talent because they are incredibly talented, but they're always overworked with animating an episode per week for different shows all at the same time. Whereas Ufotable just currently, I think so, only has Demon Slayer as their main big anime right now. And yeah, my point being is that this week's episode for Demon Slayer, the animation and everything that they did with it was incredible. This was an incredible episode visually to watch, and I was not even expecting it. I was expecting for it to look good, obviously, because even the small snippets of fights that we've been getting for the past couple of weeks have already looked really good. But this week in particular, just, I don't know, just something about it was just way more intense than what I was anticipating. And in an episode or in a series where we have a whole bunch of demons with supernatural powers, yeah, we would want to see something unique and different in regards with the fights. And it was just really good, and getting to see the bond and the relationship in the episode as well with Tanjiro and gang with Uzui was also really nice, because they have to trust in the Hashira, because the Hashira are the big honchos of the Demon Slayer Corps. And in the episode, they have to trust each other to take down these two demons there, where you can only take down the two of them if you slice out their heads at the exact same time. And they have to basically be perfectly in sync, or else they're not going to be able to do it. If you cut off one head, the other's still going to be able to do whatever they need to be able to do. And then whilst the others are fighting the one with their head still attached, the other one can just get back up with their head reattached to their body. So they have to work together, and they have to work hard together to try to take them down at the exact same time, with Inosuke and Zenitsu taking on Daki, and Tanjiro and Uzui taking on her brother Yutaro. And yeah, just, I was not expecting the animation of the episode to be as top notch as it was. Tanjiro kind of takes a back seat in the episode, but I don't think that's a bad thing, because we've already seen quite a bit of him and what he's been capable of and how much he's improved. And Uzui's kind of like the main thing for this arc, because he's the main Hashira of the arc. So getting to see him actually do stuff and seeing what he's actually fully capable of in the episode was really fucking cool. Zenitsu continues being low-key the strongest of the trio, but only when he's asleep. And in the episode, I just kind of enjoyed how they kind of keep mentioning how Rengoku really was like a marvel amongst all of the Hashira. Rengoku put everything on the line, everything that he was capable of, and did everything that he could to be the best version of himself, and always did it with a smile on his face and protecting everyone that he could. And he always protected everybody, and he always was able to save everyone's life. And Uzui just isn't the same. He's from a family of shinobi that have long since been pretty much wiped out since the Edo period, as Daki said in the episode, and he has a brother who's the exact same way as their father. And Uzui doesn't want to be like his father, he doesn't want to be like his brother, he wants to be his own individual person, even though he's been trained under the ways of the shinobi. Where the shinobi have multiple wives, but they're basically just pretty much just assets, and they're just kind of there for the husband for whatever reason that he need them. But Uzui deeply cares about his wives, and that's why we got to see in a previous episode that even if they're in a position where they can potentially save someone, but they have to risk their lives, he wants them to save their own life before anything else, even if it means someone else has to die. He wants to do things his own different way, and that's what makes him special in comparison to other shinobi before in the past. But what makes him special in comparison from Rengoku is the fact that he isn't Rengoku. He can be pretty selfish at times. He can, be pretty self-centered about himself, but he's not overconfident about himself either, because Gyotaro keeps, saying like all these good things about Uzui, but Uzui doesn't really see himself as that. He's not completely self-centered, but he does also see when he is better than someone, but he's always willing to back the person up whenever necessary, and he's always capable of believing in someone and the capabilities that they have been able to show and how much they can improve. So he can be self-centered at times, but he's still willing to believe in someone and believe in their strength and believe that they can become even stronger than what he's capable of. Because for his entire life, he's always been pretty much not really someone who's been chosen to be in the position that he's currently in. He's had to work very hard in order to be able to do that. And I think having another character like that and being in a position where he's one of the stronger characters in the entirety of the Demon Slayer Corps, I think it's cool. I think it's interesting. It's kind of like Tanjiro, when Tanjiro has to work really hard in comparison to the others who have more natural talent. But with Uzui, it's kind of different, because he's not like any other typical swordsman, because he's not really a swordsman. He's a shinobi. He just so happens to also wield two swords that are connected by the chain, by a chain, and I don't know. I don't really know what I'm saying. Maybe I'm just rambling on. Maybe what I'm saying doesn't really make too much sense, but that's pretty much just how I, interpreted and got it from the episode. Regardless, though, it was a really, really good episode. They ended off in a cliffhanger, of course, by Tanjiro trying to slice off Gyotaro's head, but I'm gonna go ahead and go on a limb and say that he doesn't slice off his head, or if he does, then Daki's still up and about, so they still have to work on getting her head cut off and getting his head cut off at the same time. I don't know what's gonna happen in the next episode. I just hope that they do more fighting. It looks just as good as this week's episode, because this week's animation was phenomenal. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I really wanted to say. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. I'll see you guys next one. Have a fantastic day. Man, this episode really was incredible. I can't emphasize that enough. Yeah, I'll see you guys next one. I'm out. Peace.